What's up, y'all? Just wanted to show you this beautiful sunrise in the desert. Gorgeous. So we did something special this week. I filmed all of my trades for the very first time ever, and I'm going to share those with you guys. So after we get through that, it's about 2 minutes. I'm going to go through some of my weekly routine and things like that to show you how I get into the markets and how I trade with a sniper and military box. Talk to you guys. Alrighty, y'all, let's get into it. First thing you'll see is me take 2 fat losses on Monday morning. I think that honestly the pressure of getting the OBS system set up and trying to take trades and thinking about the fact that I'm recording really got to me, but here it is. 2 big old fat losses. My strategy is pretty simple. Liquidity sweep, inverse fair value gap, target opposing liquidity. Tuesday, we got a small win. You'll see some glitchiness in there because I was experimenting using TradingView, charting NQ, and then trading on MNQ in Topstep. But I decided I didn't really like that. So we entered, got that sweep, inverse fair value gap, targeting opposing liquidity, which is previous day low. And I ended up just taking it at that low instead of holding the full target. Wednesday, same sort of thing. We had an inverse at the bottom, but it swept the high before I could get in. So here's our second attempt. We've got beautiful LR above, dropping into that 5-minute fair value gap, small 1-minute fair value gap, and here we go, we are in. I fat fingered some of this. I accidentally bought 2 more contracts instead of selling a few contracts at a take profit, bringing my entry up, and I ended up getting wicked out at break even on that, on the rest of the contracts. Thursday was a good trade. Obviously we had a half day, so I was only targeting 1.5 R as we didn't really have anything from the left to reference. So here we go, we are in, moving up. All in all, not a bad one. Could have done without the Monday, but we will improve going forward. Alrighty guys, so there you go. You saw my whole week of trades. Now I'm here to talk to you about my routine. Now every day I wake up at 03 in the morning. So I wake up, I immediately drink some water. I put some Himalayan pink sea salt in my water. It's in a short if you haven't seen it. Put some sea salt, I drink some creatine, and I take a couple of supplements. If you want to see what I take, you can see the short. But as soon as I finish taking the supplements, I come over here and I retouch on my daily journal. So in my daily journal, I keep track of my water intake, my creatine intake, and then at the end of the day, when I'm doing my nighttime routine, I write my big win, what I'm appreciative of, and then my plan for the next day. And that keeps me on track. That I brought over from being my squadron training coordinator. I always had a notebook on me because I had so many things that I had to do. I oversaw 800 soldiers and all of their training and travel and coming back and everything like that. So I always had a notebook and I would write down like a to-do list, but it was a running to-do list all day long. As soon as I finish with my daily journal, I get up and I head to the gym. I work out 5 days a week. I'm usually doing 2 to 3 workouts a day. And then immediately after my morning workout, I sit in the sauna. I do 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off. For that 5 minutes, I spend it in a cold shower, and then I do 20 minutes back on. Now, during that 20 minutes, the second 20 minutes, I do a visualization. So I walk myself through what I see as an A+ setup in the morning, and I walk myself through all of my C game behaviors. Right now, I have one big hurdle that I'm trying to get over with trading. And visualization has been helping me a ton. As soon as I finish my second session in the sauna, I come back here, I sit down at my desk. This is my setup. I sit here, I open up Topstep, I open up TradeZella, which if you are manually journaling all of your trades, good on you. I did that for a long time in Notion, but TradeZella is a lifesaver. You can tag all your trades, you can add specific notes, it keeps track of the charts. It's amazing. I love using TradeZella. So I sit down, I do a pre-session notes in TradeZella and Topstep where I mark out my levels, Asia high, London lows, Asia lows, and then any notable 4-hour to 1-hour fair value gaps from the previous day, and then any major liquidity. From there, I put up my primary setup and my secondary setup. I say, this is the trade that I'm absolutely looking for. If this happens, this is A+, I'm taking it, right? My secondary setup is kind of contingency. If I don't get my primary, this is what could happen, and this is where I'm going to try to sway with it, right? And then I sit patient. I start my recording on my trades since I've been doing that this last week, and I'll continue to do it moving forward. And you wait. I wait for my setup. I wait for market open. I wait for any news, and then I take the setup that I see. So that is my routine, Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I'll still get up at 0.3, but obviously I'm not trading. I will back test a little bit on Saturday and Sunday, usually only for like 30 minutes to an hour, just to keep my eyes sharp and my mind sharp. It's not about data collection. I know that I have a profitable edge. I know that I have a profitable strategy. It's just to keep me in the routine of doing those things. Now, I want to make a note of that routine. That routine did not come about in motivation. I don't have a specific spurt of motivation to continue that routine. It's just that that's what I've had to do. Now, I'm married, got kids, and I didn't want to take away from their time with me. So all of this extra stuff that I decided to do for me and eventually their future, right? I didn't want to take away from them. So I had to find time that wasn't taken away from them. And unfortunately, that's 3 o'clock in the morning when they're still sleeping, and I can do all of this work without taking away any of their time with me. So I just want to put that note out there. This is not motivation. It was just a necessity. I had to do it that early. Now, moving on. Obviously, you saw the thumbnail. I lost my funded accounts. Is that a big deal? No. Why did I lose my funded accounts? For me, I think that it was patience and emotions, and I tied myself so closely to those funded accounts. Now I still have 2 evaluations with Topstep. I'm still moving forward. By the end of this year, I want to have max allocation with them. I want to have 5 accounts. But looking back, losing those funded accounts was really good for me. This is a blessing in disguise because I had already pulled my ROI out of it. I pulled a lot out of it over my ROI. And that's how you need to approach these prop firm funded accounts, right? Now, obviously you need to exercise truly good trading skills, just like I did. You can see from my equity curve on my evaluation, I can trade consistently. But once I got funded, I tied myself so closely to the identity of being a funded trader that I protected those accounts too much. It wasn't about getting an ROI on the money that I spent getting the account. It was about, I have to stay funded. I have to keep these funded accounts. These are my babies. And that's not how you should approach it. Now, I'm happy that I lost them because it made me let go of that feeling. It made me let go of that protection of, I have to save these funded prop firm accounts. I'm still going to move forward. I want to have max allocation with them by the end of the year, but my strategy moving forward is going to be a little different, and I'll save that for a future video. But just know, if you just passed your first evaluation and you just got your first funded account and you're tied to it, you conquered this huge hurdle that you had been approaching for however long you've been trading. It's okay to lose that account. It's all good. You proved that you can pass an evaluation as long as you did it correctly. There are some people that just, gamble it and one-shot it and whatnot. That's fine. But if you did it the right way and you prove that you can consistently trade, then that's great. You passed the hurdle. Now you've got to change your framework and your mindset on these prop firm accounts. And that's what I'm doing now. So here are my goals by the end of the year. By the end of the year, I want to have 5 funded accounts with Topstep, right? Now, just like I said, I'm going to be approaching this a little differently, all right? I've been watching a lot of videos from Jade Cap, Kyle, on how he approached funded accounts, right? And he said something that stuck out to me. When you become funded, it's not about making money yet. It's about capital preservation. So what I want to do, I'm currently in 2 50K evaluations with Topstep. I'm going to pass these evaluations, and then I'm going to trade patiently until I build up a $5,000 buffer on each one of those accounts. At that point, I can take payouts. As soon as I get my first payout, I will fund 3 more accounts and pass those evaluations and build up all the accounts to what I want to be a $10,000 buffer. I will keep a $10,000 buffer in each account, and from there, I will continue to risk just like I did in the evaluation. During the evaluation, I risk $400 per trade. During the initial funded portion, I will only risk $200 per trade until I get up to that $5,000 buffer. Once I'm at the $5,000 buffer, I'll risk $400 per trade until I get up to the $10,000 buffer. And then at that point, I've got this massive buffer where I don't have to worry about hitting max drawdown, because that's what happened with my first funded accounts. I was so protective of them, and I traded them until I could get a payout. And I would take a payout, and then I would only have like a $200 buffer or a $300 buffer. And that's what ended up happening. I just took a bad trade after I had that small buffer, ended up losing them. I don't want to do that again. So these next accounts that I get funded, I will trade until I get a buffer. That is my goal by the end of the year. I will have 5 funded accounts with Topstep. Hopefully I can get them up to 10,000 by the end of the year. That's a big goal, but I think I can do it. And then other than that, just consistent content output. I want to show the journey. I want to share my lessons. I want to share what I learned, just like this visualization. I want to put out a short this next week on visualization and how it's helped me and how I was coached through the process of visualization and what it can do for you. But anyway, here we go, guys. That was my second week. I hope you got something from it. Leave me a comment on what you want to learn, what you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the future. Take it easy. Happy 4th of July.